The country of Peru is around 30 million people, a third of which live in the capital city of Lima. I flew into Lima, but now Copa Airlines offers flights directly into Iquitos via Panama. I would recommend this as you actually probably fly over Iquitos on your way to Lima. Of the 30 million people, roughly 75% of them are urban. The remaining 25%, or around 7 million, live in the hills of the jungle of Peru. The city of Iquitos is located in the state of Loreto, or the Loreto state, which is around 1 million people. Of that, Iquitos has about 500,000 of the people living there. What is fascinating to me about Iquitos is that you cannot get there by car or train. It is entirely surrounded by water. This is also an important point for the preservation of the culture and the sweetness of the city. There's a special feeling of being welcome when you're here amongst the local people of Iquitos. If you're a gringo and you've made it there, you're probably considered rich. People know this, but I do believe they're primarily genuine people, and I will be talking more about the people later on in these videos. I booked my trip intentionally around my 34th birthday. The flight cost me $1,200, but I was flying out of Lexington and booked late. The tour itself is $1,500. This includes 6 days on a boat with all meals covered, paid for, and everything. All you got to do is show up. The tour was done by Devin Graham of Margarita Tours. He's been doing these trips for 20 years. Let me put it to you this way. Very few people in the world know this region as well as Devin. When the Shed Aquarium of Chicago was doing their Amazon exhibit, they called Devin Graham. I left Kentucky, it was snowing, and I arrived in Iquitos, it was 80 degrees and the sun was blasting. Guillermo arranged a driver to pick me up from the airport. Off with the shoes and on with the sandals. I elected to stay at one of the nicest hotels in Iquitos from Victoria Reja. Cost me a whopping $66 a night. I don't drink. I drank several beers on my birthday and ended up puking 3 times the following morning. I felt like crap until noon, but it didn't matter because I was getting on a boat to go explore the jungle. The boat was the same boat I had been on last time in 2012, although it had been redone as wood deteriorates pretty quickly in the Amazon. Our plan was to head north into the Napo River. Unlike many of the areas, the Napo River starts above the equator. The thinking was this would have lower water levels and thus better fishing. As I said in last week's Species Sunday about pink dolphins, the Andes Mountains are actually rising mountain range. We were about 250 feet above sea level, about 2,000 miles from the actual mouth of the Amazon River. We were 3 degrees south of the equator. Let me put it to you this way. The Amazon River is massive. Ever driven across the Ohio or Mississippi River? Yep, take that wide and multiply it by 1,000 different channels and tributaries, and you might be getting close. When I asked Devin how much of the actual Amazon River he had seen, he replied, maybe 1%. We boarded the boat and I was pumped to be on it. As soon as we got on it, we actually saw pink river dolphins. Magically, the hangover was gone.